We'll move on to our next coach, the head coach of the #1 ranked Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, head coach Joe Moglia. Good morning, Coach.
Yeah, good morning, Mark.
Congratulations on moving to 2-0, 41-14 winners over South Carolina State. You go ahead and open up with your thoughts on the game and the victory, and then we'll start taking questions and talking about Western Illinois.
I think across the board, I was really pleased with the overall performance that we had. I think our offense did a good job of moving the ball. Our defense was far, far better than we were the previous week. We had too many missed tackles the previous week. That wasn't the case on Saturday night. And our special teams were strong. Having said that, our offense did not do a good enough job in the red zone. And across the board, we had too many problems with penalties. Now, one of the things, we have some breakdowns once in a while like everybody else does, but one of the things that I think we've been really good at over the last 4 years was keeping penalties to a minimum. That was not the case on Saturday. And when it came to the penalty side, we sort of lost our poise and our discipline a little bit, and that really disturbs me because that's only going to cost us games later on in the season. And I want to take pride in our coaches and our players and our ability to be disciplined and poised when we need to, regardless of the pressure, regardless of the crowd noise, regardless of what's going on. And I didn't feel that was the case the other day. I think our staff and our coach and our players are certainly aware of that, and I would expect that to certainly prove going forward. But that kind of took away from, it was a great night. It wasn't as great a night as it could have been, but we will recover from that.
Thank you, Coach. At this time, we'll start taking questions for Coastal Carolina head coach Joe Moglia. To ask a question, please press *1 on your phone at any time, or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser, and click raise hand if you joined us via the web. And Coach, while we're waiting for questions, if you can talk about your opponent this weekend, Western Illinois, coming to Conway.
Western Illinois is one of those teams, they get a lot of votes to kind of break in the top 24, 5 as far as the country goes. I can certainly see why. Were pretty much in control of their opening game, and they played Illinois this past Saturday, and Illinois was in control of that game. I can appreciate that being the case, though, for a lot of us. They have on offense their quarterback. He was a starter from a year ago. He was all mentioned in the Missouri Valley Conference. He certainly has the ability to be able to throw the ball. He's accurate, and I think he does a good job of throwing the ball under pressure. He has a kid at wide receiver by the name of Lenore, who last year caught over 1,000 yards worth of passes. He's a preseason all-everything type of pick, and the two of them really do make a great combination. And they've got a couple guys in the offensive line that I know are very, very effective and have pretty good experience. Their defense they are strong, they're quick, they're aggressive. They'll try to mix up some pressure and coverage, and they do a good job of getting people to the ball. They seem to play very good disciplined defense. And one of the things they have, one of the better specialists as a punter and a kicker in the country. This kid, Northman, has been a starter for them for a while. He's nationally ranked in field goals. He's nationally ranked in kickoffs. He's nationally ranked in punts. His snapper's been with him a long time. So they're very, very effective with regards to their special teams in general, but their specialist specifically is good. So we're expecting a good game from them.
At this time, we'll move to questions for head coach Joe Moglia. Again, press *1 on your phone at any time, or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser, and click raise hand if you joined us via the web. And Coach, I'll go ahead and start. Evan Raybon bounced back from week 1 with a great week 2. Just what he did during the week and how well he performed with you at South Carolina State.
He had a great game against South Carolina State. For those of you that are still on the call, a week ago, he started for us as punter as a freshman, and he struggled against Furman. He averaged about 25 yards a punt, and you could say that's freshman jitters. You can say all those things, and all that's probably the case. But we expect more than that from Evan, and he really did do an outstanding job the other night. He averaged 41 yards a punt, but he also got one inside the 1 yard line, And the guys, the coverage team that was downfield didn't need to wait quite as long as they did to down it where they did, but that turned out to be pretty effective. And I was very, very pleased in terms of what his improvement was from 1 week to the next. And I think it was simply he got the one game under his belt. He's handled many, many punts and kicks in the past in his high school career under pressure. I think it was very, very simply a matter of a little bit first game jitters, but he can handle himself. He handles himself well in practice. He handles himself as a freshman specialist well with the rest of the guys on the team. And we're expecting him to have a good season.
You also, I know with Saturday's game, you're able to get a lot of your play a lot of your depth, a lot of your players. You had 10 different receivers catch a pass. Michael Church got in at quarterback, just an additional running back. Just what you're able to get out of those guys early in the season in week 2, and then kind of how's that going to help you moving forward as we get to towards the meat of the schedule?
Well, we don't, going into each game, we don't assume, for example, that we're assuming we're going to have a good game. We don't assume that we're going to have the luxury to be able to give guys a lot of playing time in the second half. When we do get that opportunity, frankly, if we were really behind or really ahead, we would take advantage of that. But the philosophy we have as a staff, Mark, is that we know we knew in August, we knew in spring practice that by the time we get to the end of October, world of football being what it is, we're going to have guys banged up, we're going to have some injuries, and we're going to need to be able to count on some of the younger guys. So we organize our practices in a way where we give a lot of guys a lot of reps, and it's not uncommon for the second unit to get as many reps as the first unit gets, both offensively and defensively. So I would kind of like to think that our second, third level guys are pretty much going to be ready to go. And that was the case the other night. I thought we weren't as sharp as the first unit, but we were still effective moving the ball. The defense I was a little disappointed in. Our second, third units could have done better, but we had some busts that the first unit wasn't having. And we had some missed tackles that the first unit wasn't having. None of us were happy or satisfied with that. But it's good for us to get that type of experience. But that's the way we kind of run our practices because of the philosophy. We know we're going to need those guys at the end of October. So if we're playing them at the end of October and they don't do well, it's not because they're just now getting in practice or getting into games or just getting reps. They've been getting them all along. So if they're not doing well later on, that's just our fault for not bringing them along.
And my final question for you, Coach, is the home opener on Saturday, just everything playing around the game, 6 o'clock kickoff, and just what it means to be opening at home after 2 weeks.
Well, I think, we're always excited to, be able to play at home. A year ago, we had a 12-game schedule, but we only played 5 home games. And we tell our guys, in the perfect world, we love to play at home, again, in a packed stadium with perfect weather. Well, we have no control over any of that. So if we're playing home, we're playing away. We can't do much about that. It's always a wonderful thing, though. We enjoy playing at home, as all of us in the Big South do. And we have that opportunity to be at home, and we're looking forward to that.
And obviously the debut of the teal turf, just what's been kind of the buzz around how that's going to look on a game day.
Well, we think it's going to look pretty good. I think as all of you come to our campus, for those of you that are going to be on our campus this year, you'll have your own opinions on that, of course. But we don't make a big deal about the teal being teal. We make a big deal about the teal kind of being synonymous, not just with coastal Carolina and our colors, but this entire community, the entire area, the Grand Strand. So the teal represents the ocean as well as the sky. The bronze in the teal represents the sand. It's part of our overall environment. So we've always talked that our mission is to put a team on the field that the community of Coastal is going to be proud of. The teal field kind of represents that as well.
Well, we're looking forward to it for sure. We wish you the best of luck on Saturday. I'm not seeing any more questions, so we'll go ahead and let you go. But thanks for joining us, and good luck Saturday.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
All right.